I've noticed a lot of Facebook profile pictures changing to the red and pink HRC logo, the equal sign. This is a social media initiative by the Human Rights Campaign to allow people to show others that they support gay marriages. For those of you who are wondering, which you probably shouldn't because I think it's abundantly clear, I support gay marriage. I support marriage between a man and a woman. I support marriage between two men, two women. I support transgendered marriages. I support everything, really, I do. So, as I sit here thinking about equality and all these people who are picketing against gay marriages, who want to put restrictions on other people's lives, and strangle basic human rights to death, I'm trying not to get angry, but I am thinking about segregation, slavery, how way back in the olden days, blacks couldn't marry whites, and whites couldn't marry blacks. And when I say way back in the day, referring to the old-fashioned times when they were archaic and there were these rules that staunched people's rights to choose who they want to marry and who they want to be with, I'm actually talking about 1967, which was when the Supreme Court deemed this law unconstitutional. This being said, there were, of course, some states that had legalized interracial marriage in advance. Is this sounding kind of familiar? That was less than 50 years ago. Now, for a moment, let's just think about that. In the grand scheme of things, 50 years isn't all that long, and yet the times are considerably different. But if I really think about it, are they? I mean, we're still fighting the same fights. Women fought to have equal rights, minorities fought to have equal rights, and yet there's still laws being implemented that are trying to restrict the basic human right. Equality. For one and for all. You can't put restrictions on it because then it's not equality. On August 28th, 1963, Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character." That's 50 years ago this year. Except I think that if Martin Luther King was doing his speech today, he'd be amending it. Maybe he'd say, "I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, or their sex, or their sexual orientation, but of the content of their character." Persecuting someone, writing laws that restrict people, trying to limit what equality is and to whom it should be allowed. This is all wrong. It's always been wrong. It will always be wrong. Because you can't limit your neighbor's rights without seriously delivering a blow to your own. I'm wondering if any of you have read the short story Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut. It begins, "The year was 2081, and everybody was finally equal." I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait till 2081. And I don't see why we have to. I saw this picture the other day, and I fell in love with it. All it was a simple skull. Just, you know, a skull, a human skull. And underneath it, it said, "Inside, we're all the same." I don't understand why people don't get this concept. You know what? I have the same dream as Martin Luther King. And I know a lot of you guys do too. I'll see y'all again next week for another edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.
So cool.